DJ Event Planner will change the way you manage and run your business. Streamline all of your procedures and software into one easy-to-manage system. DJ Event Planner, the ultimate online planning tool.
All right, we are back for show number 2 on our, well, I was going to say we're kind of pre-showing for Mobile Beat next week, but we've got big topics. And then we'll talk about that too.
All right.
Because we've got things that we want to touch base on, and then we'll talk about next week and what life's going to be like and what we want to be when we grow up.
Yeah. I don't know what I want to be you when I grow up.
Wow, that's not setting the bar too high at all.
Well, I don't know. It's pretty good. You got a nice family, and no, I'm gonna be a fireman.
The fallback one. Thank you for joining us. If you are joining us out on Facebook or YouTube tonight, we will be kind of watching the chat room and such on YouTube a little bit more. I'm going to try to watch it on Facebook, but that one's a little more difficult to follow. So Brian,
hello, everybody.
I want to dig into our first kind of topic tonight. Is I was watching where you talked in your video a little bit about when you did had the background music set up and such for your daughter's graduation party, and in essence is something like that. And that really got me kind of thinking and tying into what a lot of DJs are asking themselves right now is they're looking at open dates on their calendar and should I take some gigs, should I not, what to do, And I wanted to just kind of have that discussion tonight because I think there's a lot of DJs out there who really don't know what types of events could be positive for their business, what kind of maybe potentially are negative, or if there is such a thing as positive or overly positive or negative events.
Oh yeah, and there's definitely such a thing. I'm sorry. The way I had the camera sitting, I was trying to look at the camera, but then I was looking off in the distance from you. So this is better. There you go. Sorry. Much better.
So first off, for people who are the video that I'm referring to, let's kind of give us a little synopsis of what you were talking about in that video.
Oh, well, somebody in the DJ Video Cave posted a video the other day, and I just saw it this morning because I'm a little behind on stuff. They were talking about someone they work with who asked to, hire them to do this grad party for their kid. It's a 2-hour gig in the backyard, just an open house thing they were having for this graduation party. Mm-hmm. And he said, instead of just, taking their money, I was honest. I said, look, it doesn't sound like you even need a DJ. It sounds like you need a speaker and, whatever, just stream some music. And that sounds like all you need. I think, I would be pretty expensive for what you want to do.
Right.
And so the friend really appreciated that, and it worked out well for them. And I thought that was cool. That's what you're supposed to do. But, on the other hand, I was thinking, I did it. Well, first of all, it's pretty much what I did for my kid's grad party. A lot of the DJs who I know who are coming were like, well, who's going to DJ it? Can I DJ it? I'm like, there's not going to be a DJ.
Right.
What do you mean? This is not that kind of party. We're just going to hang out in the backyard and have some food and talk and relax. We're not trying to do this dance party thing. We're just trying to chill. And so I put 2 of those little FPT J5s on sticks with the dome tweeters in them, so they're not real loud, but they do project. Put them in the backyard. I wasn't disturbing the neighbors. We put Sirius XM on 80s on 8, because that's what my kid likes.
Yep.
And because you might hear the safety dance, if she listens long enough, they might play it for her. She loves that track. But it was nice, and that was fine for what we did. But then I thought, well, on the other hand, sometimes people just want the ambience of having a DJ there.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if they're not dancing. It doesn't matter if they're even making requests or not. Just having the DJ there is kind of cool. Just it's an ambience thing. As long as you don't look bored back there and you can handle just playing background music, it's kind of cool to do that sometimes.
Oh, yes. I've had some of those events where you're doing that background music. So it takes off, and I don't want to call it pressure, but it takes off that whole concept of I've got to play hits so they dance.
Right.
I can go and I can take them on a musical journey and do some things. And those have been some of my most enjoyable events because I can do things and have the people like, I haven't heard that song in forever. You remember the song when we were like in high school and they did this? Yeah. You don't get that at a wedding.
I did that recently. My friend Art.
Yeah.
His daughter's school was having this casino night for the adults. And he always volunteers to do the DJ things for the school. Mm-hmm. But he happened to have a quinceañera that night, so I stepped in. And there, I was there as a PA system for them to make announcements for the raffle, basically.
Yeah.
But I looked around and I thought, you know what? I'm just going to enjoy myself. I'm going to play things that I never get a chance to play that I think would work really well for this group because they're parents of junior high kids. Some are going to be a little younger than me. Some are going to be a little older than me. So it's going to be, I'm going to know what they know from music.
Mm-hmm. So
I just played the weirdest stuff. I was joking around with Art before. I'm like, dude, it's Toto Africa for 4 hours is what it's going to be. It was a big joke. It's going to be Toto Africa over and over and over again. And that's kind of what I did. I just played weird stuff like that for 4 hours. And I really did enjoy myself.
You probably find enough versions of Toto Africa, but done, by covers and such for 4 hours, because there's some great versions of that.
But no, I did all kinds of stuff. I ended up going all over the place. The only place that I kind of struggled was when, well, it was a Catholic event, and some of the people were coming up the cool moms and asking for new stuff, and I was kind of nervous about that being a Catholic church thing. Although I was told not to be nervous about it, don't think of it that way. But I don't know. I'm not involved with that, but I really respect it, and I don't want to upset anybody. So at that point, it got a little weird for me, where it was like, I don't know, should I be playing Cardi B here? I see Grandma right there. Maybe that's not the thing to do. But otherwise, I had a good time. So point being is, they were into it. They did enjoy it. Feet were tapping, even if they weren't even looking at me. It wasn't about me. It was about creating that ambience for the room. And there's something to be said for that.
Oh, yeah.
In my case, for what we did at Stevie's grad party, it was perfect. It's what I wanted. It's what she wanted. It was really nice. But sometimes they just want to pay for the ambience, and that's cool too.
And I think that is one area, actually, as you were talking about that in the video, I'm thinking to myself, there have been opportunities where people they've called and they've talked about, we're having this type of event or this, and it's like, you really don't need a full DJ. And I recommended that they basically set up a boombox and go that route. And then after the video today, I'm thinking to myself, I screwed up. They don't really need a DJ. They could go and hook up a iPad or iPod that's doing the things. But they probably could have used rental speakers, because they could still have that larger sound than a boombox that would give them that still bigger party feel. But yet,
David, I'm laughing at that comment as I'm reading it. I'm sorry.
What's that?
I hear the drums echoing tonight. He's referring to the lyrics to Africa. Not that there's an echo in the system.
I'm paranoid about our show.
Echoing tonight. I'm smiling and not even paying attention to what you're saying, because that was funny.
That was okay.
You're like, what's wrong? Do we have a technical problem? No, he's doing Africa lyrics.
Okay.
So sorry.
I was a bit attention.
I was thinking about that too, now that you mention it. And after I did the video, I was thinking about this. What does a rental cost? A rental, you could rent somebody's speakers. But then somebody had said, I think it was the same gentleman who did the video. Was it Shane Halston from the Indianapolis area?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to do that because I don't want to get the technical questions and the calls. Well, there's tech right there. You charge for tech. That's just part of rental. by the time you're all done, you might as well hire the DJ.
To a point, yeah, you definitely get back there very quickly, and in some cases that might be a great spot for a training DJ or a younger, newer that is just learning their craft, where they can go and do things like that. We did some of those when we were learning, but most of our learning experience, at least from our perspective as a company, was playing small bars.
Yeah.
Doing a redneck bar, and they want to do a rock and roll night, and that's what we did. And
right.
with our 3 country CDs, it was great.
Yeah, the 3 country CDs.
Yeah, back to those 3. So as to continue with that thought, of course, there's some events like that, and DJs talk, especially wedding DJs, talk an awful lot about, okay, I've got I want to be known for this type of a performance and this type of show. And Jimmy mentioned a little earlier that he took a simple reception or a basic wedding, and there's such a variety of types of events that a person can do just within the wedding realm. And I've wondered that, is it possible that taking a simple reception, can that enhance your business? Can it hurt your business? Or would you think it just doesn't have much of an effect?
I don't know. I think sometimes our egos get in the way of that kind of stuff. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
The only kind of gig that I think I might turn down, well, besides the money thing, is if I'm really uncomfortable with doing it in regards to, can I not handle it?
Okay.
This is something that I shouldn't be doing. If I got a call tomorrow to go do a hip hop high school dance, I would say no. I'm not your guy. There's somebody else out there for you. I don't know who they are, but that's not my thing. I don't think a smaller event's a bad thing at all. I don't know. It doesn't. I had a friend over here today, Rick Jules. I've known Rick for close to 30 years. And when I met him, he used to work at the music store that I used to go to. Mm-hmm. And I would go in there and I would say, I need this track. Back in the days when CDs, were starting to come out and compilations were coming out, and you want to get the most bang for your buck. So right. If you wanted a track, you want to get it on a compilation so you might get some more hits because it costs money. And most of the weirdo stuff I wanted was imported anyway. Rick always knew where to find it. And the guy was just a rock star. And I'm like, you DJ too? He's like, yeah. Like, I work at this club downtown. You should come down and do a night. He's like, I can't do that. I can't do that. That's too big time for me. I'm like, no, you should come down. The guy was a rock star. The guy was a total rock star. Like, he was the first guy I ever saw beat mix CDs like flawlessly. The guy was a rock star.
Wow.
And today, Rick's DJing like things like events where people go ice fishing. And he's doing like these strange little gigs here and there. He's not too cool for that. This guy can play any club anywhere. He's that good. But he's not too cool for school, Mm-hmm. He'll do these other events and he enjoys them. We were talking about that. We were talking about how some people are just like, I need to be this kind of DJ and play this kind of music and have this kind of style. Get over yourselves. You either love music or you don't. You either love performing or you don't. And I don't know. It's all an experience. I don't care.
So
I don't care.
Do you think that by doing the other events, the ice fishing, what have you, that it's affecting his image or his ability to find club work?
No. He can work any club he wants. He's that good. But he is so cool and down to earth that he'll do an ice fishing event. Mm-hmm. He was talking about his pictures are hilarious on Facebook. There's a picture of him in an ice shanty DJing with like mittens on and the whole bit. He's spinning turntables and he's got this big grin on his face. He doesn't care. He's just good. I don't know. He just loves performance. He loves the DJ. He loves all kinds of music. And he's just not too cool for it. People are too cool for things. I don't know. The older I get, the more I just don't have any shame for that kind of stuff. I don't care. I have no shame. As long as the people are cool and it's not like in a dangerous location, I'm cool, Or, out of my league is one thing,
Yeah.
This is something that I'm just not capable of doing, or I'm not comfortable with doing, or there are better choices out there for you. But to turn down an event because I'm too cool for it, or it's not cool enough for me, I'm over that. I'm over it.
And
That's just me.
Yeah, and I think that the age thing definitely has changed the perspective on this, because when I was younger, I remember having this talk with my staff and such when we had 10 DJs, that I was booking my shows. They were at a different rate than they were, mainly because of experience and the number of requests for my particular services. And they were like, well, you do much more for your shows. I obviously charge more. And they're like, well, should we be doing that level of work or that level of stuff? And it's like, well, you certainly could, but I have to do that because that's the image that I portray and the types of shows I produce. And I was very anal about that, making sure that each show that I did had this many lights and this much for engagement with, during the dinner time, doing these types of activities and this and there were differences from week to week, but it was always at a higher level than what others were doing. And it was the anal side of me, basically, we got to do that. That was to keep my image of what I was as a wedding entertainer at that time. Mm-hmm. The interesting thing is now I don't really care. The last couple of years is like, someone's like, hey, can you come and do this barn party? Sure, what the heck? Let's go do it.
Why not?
And some of those events, I've got
fun.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun, and really to a point that I haven't had that much enjoyment of the variety since probably the first 5 years of doing this, before I started getting into that. But some of these events, they're still paying high dollars for it, and not top dollar. I'm not getting $5,000. I don't want for these shows, but it's a barn. I'm playing a barn 3 miles from my house this summer, and I'll be charging them $1,500 for the afternoon. I'm okay with that.
Right. I totally get it.
It's for that event. I mean, at one time that would have been a $200 event, and I would have been like, woo, back when we first started.
I think young DJs worry about dumb things. Mm-hmm. I was talking to Rick about this today too, because we're talking about my downtown club days, and the club I was at wasn't the coolest club in town, but it was one of the oldest clubs in town. It's still in business. It's very well respected. A lot of guys cut their teeth there.
Yep.
And I kind of had that place. I was staffing the place for a minute, and I brought him down. And he was a total rock star. He blew me out of the water. He still does. He's amazing at what he does. But I told him, I said, Rick, do you know what I was worried about the most when you met me and we were down there DJing? I said, what was I? Was I like 20, 22 years old? He's like, yeah, probably. I said, the thing that was on my mind the most? I said, what? I said, what am I going to do when I'm 30? Because I can't do this anymore. I'm going to be the old guy behind the booth. And there's nothing cool about the old guy behind the booth, because I've seen the old guy behind the booth, and I never want to be the guy. Dude, we're looking at 50.
Mm-hmm.
Both of us.
Yep.
Like it's right there. It's right there.
Yes.
We're not there yet, but it's there.
It's just like
it's right there.
Yeah, you're seeing it, and
I so don't even care. And I don't think people are looking at me like I look ridiculous back there. Mm-hmm. I'm a disabled guy who's almost 50 years old, and I'm still entertaining. I get better with age, and I'm not worried about that stupid stuff anymore. I'm not worried about the superficial thing or this image thing that meant nothing. I don't know. I think that young DJs worry about dumb stuff, and I speak as someone who at one time was a young DJ and worried about dumb stuff.
Do you think it's a comfort level, that your comfort in your abilities, in your own, in essence, in your own skin situation, or is it just that you've been there, you've seen so much that you just you're going to be able to handle whatever's thrown out to you for the night?
Well, okay, so my mom was here today, right? And I don't know if this is relevant or not, but this is where my mind's going.
Yeah, it's okay. We've already talked about our topic. Now we can go on tangents.
We wrapped it up in 11 minutes. I was watching the clock. My mom was here today, okay? And my mom, this is my mother. This will give you an idea what my mom is like, okay? My daddy is 84 years old, and when you meet my follower, you're like, yeah, I'm talking to an 84-year-old guy. There's no question about it. Mm-hmm. My mother, on the other hand, is very different. My mom is like, yeah, I bought another one of those Amazon dots, you know? Like, really? Yeah, it's for my bedroom. It's pretty cool. You know, I can say, hey, Alexa, play me some Maroon 5. And it plays me this really cool playlist of Maroon 5 songs. Dude, my mom is 77 years old and she's listening to Maroon 5.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not saying that's the coolest band in the world. I don't listen to Maroon 5, you know, but I guess there's a couple cool Maroon 5 songs. My 77-year-old mother is doing playlists of Maroon 5 songs for her bedroom because she wants them in the bedroom. Anyway, it's my mom. So she's talking about, you know, she says, look, I stayed up really late last night because I was flipping through the channels and there was a Bee Gees concert on. And I was like, I gotta watch this Bee Gees concert.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched the whole concert and it was really good. So we started talking about the Bee Gees because that's my mom and I, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm talking about, you know, Barry Gibb and how he did this thing with Olivia Newton-John a while back that was really cool, and I showed it to her on YouTube. And I'm like, you know, I don't know. I said, I love Barry Gibb. I said, but he looks like an old man who's impersonating Barry Gibb now. He doesn't even look like Barry Gibb anymore. He looks ridiculous. And she says, some people just don't know when to hang it up. She said, Barry Gibb should have hung it up a long time ago when he was on top.
Sure.
Says, another guy who should knock it off is Willie Nelson. He looks ridiculous up there. He needs to knock it off. Says, your father's age. He's done. Said, I love Willie Nelson, but he needs to knock it off a long time ago. I guess that's kind of where my mind's always been.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be that guy up there where someone's looking at me and saying, yeah, he should have knocked it off a long time ago.
Sure.
I don't think I'm that guy. I think that I am the guy who's improving. I hope I am. Now, Barry Gibb knows damn well he's not improving. He hasn't written a damn song since Islands in the Stream. He knows that he's done, and he's just doing the Golden Oldies tour every time he goes out and does it. It's about the money, and that's good. Good for him. I'm glad he does it. But he's not relevant.
Mm-hmm.
You know? He's an icon, but he's not relevant. And for him to go up there and sing is kind of like Kermit the Frog singing. It sounds about the same to me. It's ridiculous. I don't want to ever be that person. And as long as I'm not that person, I'm going to do this. But the day I become that person, I want someone to point it out to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to go away. It's done. It's over. I need to do something else. Until that time, I'm okay.
See, I look at someone who has had that career and hasn't, you know, as they've gotten older. I mean, right now, a great example of that, I think, is Wayne Newton. Wayne Newton has developed a career in Vegas. I think he's 75 years old, and he's still, you know, I just decided I want to pick it and see how often he's playing. He's still performing multiple nights a week.
Sure.
At 75 years old. And he's one of those guys that you don't hear people say, you know, gosh, he should have turned it, you know, gotten out of this years ago. People will line up to still see him.
Yeah.
And he delivers each and every time. Differently than he probably delivered when he was in his 50s. I get that. But he still has the ability to perform and perform at a very high level.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's I mean, I hope that I can be that guy. I mean, and if I'm not, that's okay. When I'm done, and I'm good with that.
Mm-hmm.
But I would hope that I would be able to just, you know, be relevant as long as I can. If I just become irrelevant, that's one thing. Now, Rick, who is here, Rick's 10 years older than I am, and he's still doing stuff. And I had no idea. I thought Rick was my age. And we just had this conversation tonight because I put a tune on. So I'm going to play you a tune through these speakers. Came out probably the year you were born. What year were you born? And he's told me, and I'm like, oh my God, you're old. Shit. I had no idea he was that old. But still very relevant.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I don't know, man. It all depends on who you are and are you growing? You know? And that's the thing, too. I always want to grow. As long as I'm still growing, I'm here. Somebody asked in the chat room, what's my retirement plan? And I'm laughing. I'm like, oh, my what? I'm still living like a 27-year-old who just got his first job. Come on.
And
We're just surviving, dude.
yeah, that's a great discussion to look at that. But I mean, I think
It's a boring discussion,
it's
John.
definitely a boring
Very
discussion.
boring discussion to have. You have that with someone else.
Yeah, precisely. But I think that concept of what our retirement plan is, I don't think most DJs, that's not even on their radar.
No, Rolling Stone gathers no moss, man. We're not thinking about that.
95% of the DJs out there probably don't have any interest or care about it, and I think part of that is because as you DJ, most of them are thinking that, oh, well, by the time I'm 40, I'm out of it anyway, so then I can go find work somewhere else.
Marcel Dubois, who is a Facebook friend of mine, is 2 years older than my father, and he's still gigging.
Yeah, there's quite a few that are over 70 that are out there gigging or doing events.
We're talking 86, dude.
High level.
When you're 86 something, isn't that like when you kill it? He's 86 and he's killing it. Mm-hmm. Still, he's teaching his sons how to DJ, and they're like in their late 50s, early 60s, and he's introducing them to the family business.
Yeah.
That seemed like the right time to do it, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, you've got those things out of the way. Now let's get into what.
And Marcel puts it like this. He's like, look, I don't ask 22-year-olds if I could do their wedding. They come to me. Says, I know I'm an old guy, but they're coming to me. What am I going to do? Say no? So I go. I'll do it, and they like it. They keep hiring me, so I'll keep coming.
Mm-hmm. And I think that keep coming thing fits in with what Scott Carroll is talking about. Is the retirement plan is DJ. I think there's entertainment options. It's just that they're going to change. You're not going to be doing teen dances. You might be doing more of the car show might become a thing. It might be heck, in 5 years there could be a whole new industry around the DJ world or the music play that we aren't even aware of today. That could be something. Yeah, or
you
not.
never know what you're going to be doing.
Yeah, you just don't know what's going to happen as we go forward. I mean, we might.
Like I said, I mean, when I was in my 20s, early 20s, and doing this, and doing great stuff with it, I was worried about what I was going to be doing at 30. Mm-hmm. Because I saw somebody at 30 who looked ridiculous. They didn't look right up there.
Oh, yeah. And I think there could be somebody at 20 that's going to look old and ridiculous up on stage.
Yeah. I mean, but that was my thing. And I am probably very delusional, but I think I still look fine. Mm-hmm. I can still go out there and do it. Nobody questions me. Nobody says, oh, well, he looks out of place. I don't know. It's just...
Jared asked in the on Facebook there, so thank you. We got some people on the Facebook chat that are asking questions. Jared asked, how old is too old for doing clubs?
There's not.
I would definitely agree. I think there's going to be some clubs that are going to have a variation of ageism, for lack of a better way to describe it. But I know a couple of guys who are club DJs who are doing multiple nights a week that are in their 60s.
Did we talk about the Frankie Valli thing last week?
Go ahead.
Well, I might have talked about it in the open chat, but did you see the Four Seasons movie?
The what was that called?
Jersey Boys.
Jersey Boys. Yes, I have watched most of it. I didn't get to the end of it because the airplane ride ended, and I didn't. I was.
There's a point in time in the movie where the guys all screw up financially, and Frankie Valli has to go out by himself and tour. Mm-hmm. You remember that part?
Yep.
And he's going all over the country, these small clubs. One of the clubs he goes to is a place called Victor's. It's in Milwaukee, and it says Victor's, a night spot in Milwaukee. Mm-hmm. That place still exists to this day, and it's hilarious. To go in that place is absolutely hilarious. It's just the characters that are in there are funny. Like there's a lot of little Joe Pesci looking Italian guys all dressed up trying to meet women, and on ladies' night they really don't always cart at the door. And it's very, very. It's the best people watching place in town. The music is pretty good though. You can go there and dance. I think they've had the same DJ since the 70s. Same guy.
Really?
Yep. I don't know his name. He's got Fabio hair, but I think he's been the same guy since the 70s. He's somebody that the owner knows or is related to, and that's what he does.
Jeez. Wow.
And the DJ booth at that place is like there's a bar, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the DJ booth is in the middle of the bar. And like I don't know if he's family or what, and I don't even know his name, but I know that he's the same guy who's been there since the 70s. And the place is still hopping. In fact, if you go there on New Year's, they're open all night. I went there after I DJ'd at Hot Water, I don't know, 10 years ago. And they closed at 4. And Paul, the owner's like, let's go for a drink. Let's go to Victor's. Like, okay, let's go to Victor's. So we go to Victor's. And I'm dancing. I'm having a good time. I'm dancing with everybody, just partying. And they keep bringing in pizzas, like Jack's Frozen Pizzas. They were cooking them across the street and bringing them in to give you something to eat, so you didn't something to absorb the alcohol. So there's free pizza and there's alcohol is flowing. I'm having a great time. I'm partying, having a great time. Blanca goes, we got to go. I'm like, it's New Year's. I'm not going anywhere. I'm having a great time, dancing. We got to go. No, we're not going anywhere. I'm having a good time, dancing. Brian, look outside. It's like 1 p.m.
Oh my!
Oh, we have to go. You ever see the movie Night of the Comet?
No, I haven't seen that.
You haven't seen that? The 80s zombie movie?
No.
It's hilarious. There's a comet that comes and vaporizes all the people. And you drive down the road and there's party favors and stuff tumbling down the street like tumbleweeds because all the people are gone. That's what it felt like driving away from Victor's. There was nobody in downtown Milwaukee. We were the only car on the road, and you'd see like a party hat tumbling across the street or something. But the only place I ever did that, man, I partied all night and one in the afternoon we got out. And this was like 10 years ago. But anyway, yeah. I don't know why that was even relevant. I just want to tell the story. Yeah. But point being is it's still a cool, relevant place. And you can go there and you have a good time.
And the DJ's not 30 years old.
He's been there forever.
Yeah.
I don't know how old he is. Who knows? From Fabio.
The Fabio hair, that's funny.
He got Fabio hair. Last time I saw him, he had Fabio hair. That was a couple of years ago. Because people come to town, and what do? You go to Victor's. Victor's was the place that we made fun of when we were cool and young. Because that's where the old people went. Now Victor's is fun. But it's been around forever, and we call it Victims, of course.
Because it steals your life away.
Ladies who go in there on Ladies' Night on Wednesday, which is the best people watching. So if you're ever in town on a Wednesday and you want to do some people watching, remind me. Go to Victor's. It'll be worth your while. It is hilarious.
Oh,
yeah. I totally threw you off, man.
No, we're going to transition to next week.
What's going on next week?
Well, next week we're going to be in Las Vegas.
Why?
Because we're tired of snow and crappy weather and wind.
That's a good reason.
Yeah, it's time to go south.
Let's do it. Let's fly south. Southwest.
We're going to be at Mobile Beat, Las Vegas next week.
Yep.
And you're landing Monday, you said.
Monday. Well, barely. I probably won't get to the hotel until very early Tuesday morning.
Okay.
I think I'm coming in at I can't remember if it's 10:49 or 11:49.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll be there late. But yeah, I'll be there.
So what's kind of on your agenda next week at the show?
Let me tell you what I'm going to be doing in Vegas. It's very, very heavy stuff. If you go down by the expo hall, there's this door that goes outside, and there's these tables with umbrellas. I'll be out there chilling out, drinking a venti mocha frappuccino.
Oh.
And talking to people and hanging out and having a good time. That's on my agenda. It really is. I am there to relax and say hello to old friends and make some new friends. That's my agenda, for real.
Very nice.
I mean, unless you've got something you need me to do. Of course, I'll jump in. But really, that's what I'm doing. I want to say hi to Vanilla Ice. I'd like to, I haven't seen him in like 10 years. Or something like that. It's been a while. When was he there? 2009?
It's been a while.
It's
Yeah.
been 10 years.
Yeah,
It's
I
been
think
10
so.
years since I've talked to Rob. I'd like to say hello. Oh, I heard the special guest is supposed to be Fat Man Scoop.
Yep.
That's my jam. Be faithful. And did you know that? And you didn't know this,
I
but
know it.
the 12-inch of Be Faithful only has a picture sleeve on the UK version. So I find this out like 3 days ago that Fat Man Scoop is coming,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't have a record for Fat Man Scoop to sign for me to hang on my wall because I'm going to hang records on the dunk tank back here when it's done.
Okay.
I got like Vanilla Ice's on a couple. Rob signed 2 of mine, and I've got some stuff from Sugar Hill Gang, and I've got some stuff from Tone Loc, and I got stuff from a lot of people. But I'm going to get my Fat Man Scoop Be Faithful back there. But I was bummed out because I went on Discogs and was like, wait a minute, there are no imports of this for sale in the U.S. So some of our friends in England are like, dude, I'll order it for you. I'd bring it. So I'll get my picture copy of Be Faithful.
Wow.
And I'll have Fat Man Scoop sign it. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Wow. What a neat.
Paul Gee's hooking me up. So thanks, Paul.
Very cool.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, that's kind of cool how the reach and the network and such all came together for that. That'll be neat.
Yeah, why? Because I need this. Like no one needs this, but I want this.
Yeah, this is this is one of those things that becomes a need.
It's just so stupid. It's like, I know Rob, I'll go back in the green room. It's just how it is. I'll be there. I'll meet the guy. We'll spend time, or I'll talk to him. We know each other, but I don't know Fat Man Scoop, but he's a friend of Rob's, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I'm going to meet him. See, that's not the hard part. The hard part is getting the picture sleeve for him to sign.
Yeah, in this case, it would be.
Yeah.
And then to get the Sharpie. Got the Sharpie.
Got to remember to pack the Sharpie.
Yeah,
Ken Heath always has a Sharpie. And, he brings the silver ones. Those are pretty cool, too.
Oh, yeah.
So if you need to sign on black,
He's prepared.
So I'm very excited about that. Tamale party on Wednesday.
Yes.
For those who are cool enough to be invited, come on over. We have some cool stuff going on up there. There's a guy named John Young who's going to be buying everybody a soda or perhaps an adult beverage, and virtual DJ stepping up. They're bringing in a DJ for this. They're flying a DJ in to DJ for the party. They got their own guy they picked out.
I did not know Chris was doing such a thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then let's see, ADJ is gonna provide lighting, and we're gonna do, I think, a Boombox FX3 up there, and we're still working on the sound. I reached out today to a mutual friend of ours about that, and I haven't heard back, and we'll talk about that when we're not on the air anymore. But I'm thinking he's the guy to talk to.
Yeah, I'm thinking that'll happen.
I don't know. He lives in your
Yeah.
state anyway,
Yeah.
but I won't say any names.
Yeah, I'm sure. Just once it gets to, and maybe we'll have to email because sometimes Facebook doesn't work too well.
Sure, but maybe I don't know. I don't know who's got the most leverage on that. You or me? Probably you.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's just whoever gets
To him first.
Yeah, it just needs the information, and then it'll happen. Where's the party? If you are signed
don't
up,
know yet.
If you are signed up at the DJNTV Insider area, there's no White House subs, Howie. The DJNTV Insiders that will be posted there. It will be posted in the DJ Cave area. That will also be posted there. So you've got to be in one of those two areas.
We're not trying to be mean about it, but I don't know where the party is yet.
Yeah, and that's the other
We're
thing.
We're not going to know
until the room is,
like Monday. It's going to be in a suite at the Tropicana, but that's all we know. Times, all that stuff, that's up in the air.
Yeah, we've got to get that
and
all together.
Location. We have a lot of friends coming. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. I got a text message today from Marshall Leak. You know Marshall?
I've heard the name.
Good guy, Marshall Lee. Marshall's going to be there. Marshall's just a great guy from the Dallas-Fort Worth. Dallas-Fort Worth.
Okay.
Rock star. He does huge events. Huge stuff. Not just DJ stuff, but production stuff. He's been doing it for a long time. But yeah, I'm looking at how he's going to come out for the first time. That's cool.
Yeah, that'll be exciting.
Yeah.
DJ Bar asked if I like tamales. the way the way they're made and such and all the different seasons. Yeah, they're pretty good.
Bar, are you coming?
Bar's going
Bar
to be
coming?
there. Yeah, Bar's going to be there.
Maybe we'll invite him.
Yeah, he should be. I think he's on one of the lists and such. So we'll have him up there, I would think.
I guess we'll have him. I don't get along with the kid very well, but we'll have him over anyway.
I'm doing for coffee talking music.
So what?
Okay, we'll be doing DJs, basically doing some live shows and such, or some interviews. We're going to be setting up a recording during the day. We're going to have a recording system set up over at the Photo Booth Expo, and we're going to be doing interviews at Photo Booth Expo on Tuesday. And then we'll be moving that system somewhere on Wednesday. Now, where that would be, I don't know if that's going to be something we'll do maybe outside on the patio area. We could do something out there, but we're going to have our mobile studios, and so we can, if we want to go live for a period of time, or we're going to be recording content for later.
Well, that's pretty cool.
But I've spent yesterday putting together a very mobile, and we've done this before. We did this in Atlantic City, where we went from up on the patio there, and we did that. Well, I wanted to get something just a little bit more friendly and easier to use. That still will sound good, so we have that set up, and we'll see what we have for internet. That's a big deciding factor with these things.
Right on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the White House subs, they don't have such a thing. In-N-Out Burger becomes our food of choice out there. The other is Fat Burger when you're down in the Tropicana.
You know where I want to go?
Where's that?
It's my favorite spot in Vegas. And anybody who wants to go there with me, you let me know and we'll go. Just so it doesn't screw up one of the parties or something.
Mm-hmm.
And they close kind of early. My favorite place in Vegas is called, what is it called? Rollin' Smoke Barbecue. It's awesome. It's my favorite barbecue place in the world.
I want to see if that's the one we went to last time we were in.
Is it down by the strip clubs under the freeway?
Yes.
It's awesome, isn't it?
You walk into the place, and there's a little kind of an offshoot area where you can go sit over on the left side.
Yeah.
And then it's right ahead, and there's a gentleman who comes around, and he
a southern gentleman
who came around, and he was clearing tables and doing his things. And
is it good? Do you need more fries? If you need more fries, you just let me know. I'll get you some more fries right away. Yeah. Mr. Brian, do you need more French fries? Mr. Brian, are you okay? Right. Do you have everything you need, Mr. Brian? Can I get you another soda, Mr. Brian? Anything you need, you let me know, Mr. Brian. I'll take care of you. Dude, just that alone, it's worth it. It's worth the price of admission. But the food is very reasonable, and it's absolutely. And these guys are from Arkansas. They're the real deal. They started a food cart on the strip, and then it just grew and grew, and they started this place. And it's by far my favorite spot in Vegas. Now, my second favorite spot in Vegas would be at the Four Queens in the back of the place. I'm giving you some Vegas insider stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. People tell you about Ellis Island and all that. Whatever. That's boring. Four Queens. There's a restaurant in the back of the Four Queens. They got like a huge, like a T-bone. Usually it's a special for like $12.99. And the steak is fine. Okay. It's fine. But you go for the gumbo. The gumbo soup that they give you when they, super salad. You want the soup. And you want the gumbo. That's why you go there. The gumbo is worth the price of admission. Amazing. And you can go there 24 hours, I believe. It's just always open. So that is my second favorite spot in Vegas.
That one I haven't been part of.
Every time I take somebody there, I'm like, get the gumbo. Like, what? I'm like, just get the gumbo.
Just
like, whatever, Brian. They get the gumbo. Like, holy crap, this is wonderful. I'm like, I told you, come for the gumbo. And they get upset because the guy from Milwaukee told them the cool place to go. The people out west, like the SoCal people, can't stand that. Because they're talking about Ellis Island, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. It's a tasteless steak. And there's no ambience in the place. This is the spot. It's not even meat flavored. But no, it's very good. I like it. Vegas is a lot of fun. And there is a 24-hour Starbucks at the Tropicana. Which is awesome.
Was that there 2 years ago? We weren't there last year.
Yep.
Oh, I must have missed it.
24-hour Starbucks. Yeah, you know, when you come in, you can either go straight or kind of veer this way and go to the desk, and then you can go up by the halls. If you go straight, you go to the Starbucks.
Okay.
There's some kind of really bad cafeteria down there, too.
Yep, that I found last year, or the last time we were there.
Howie, you want to do 4 Queens? He's thinking about gumbo. It's a little thing of gumbo. It's just a cup of, but it's amazing. And that's why you go.
Howie, Howie, have you been to Vegas before? And if so, how long ago was it?
Howie told me that he rode through Vegas many years ago. He didn't say how many years ago. I'm assuming it was wagon train. But it was a long time ago, and he just went past. He just rode the horses right past the place.
So he never actually stopped.
But he didn't stop and do anything.
Okay. Well, they paved the main street. It's now paved.
They've
got bright lights.
They still got the hitching post?
Yeah, the hitching post is now the stripper pole. And
right.
They've turned the hitching post, and they made it a more of a vertical thing. And
did I ever tell you the first time I was ever in Las Vegas?
No.
It was 1976. It was July of 1976.
Wow.
What do you know about Las Vegas in July?
Hot as hell.
Very hot,
Yes.
right? Okay. So, my father takes a job in Azusa, California, which is Los Angeles. And being the Indiana folk we are, we all, 6 of us, with the 2 dogs, pile in the station wagon and make the trip cross country. Because that's what you did.
You did,
right?
yeah.
So, driving through Las Vegas. And Mom says, Paul, can we stop and play some slots? Sure. So, this is when you can still drive on Fremont Street, which, by the way, is covered now with a giant LED screen.
LED screen, and they've got the thing that you can slide through or what have you. Yeah.
My parents parked the station wagon right in front of the Gold Nugget. I remember the guy, Gold Nugget, the guy.
Mm-hmm.
They roll up the windows, turn the car off, and go gamble. And leave me in the car.
Hot.
This is true. This is all true. Now, here's the best part. Earlier that day, we were in New Mexico, I believe. And we went to a rest stop, and I went to the bathroom, and I came out, and they were gone. They were driving down the freeway. I was watching them. And the first Mexicans I ever remember meeting took me in and are jumping up and down going, Senor, Senor, Senor. And I'm crying and waving goodbye, thinking I need to learn to speak Spanish now. They turned around and came back and got me. But yeah, child abuse in the 70s, man.
Wow.
Yep. We just sucked it up and took it.
Your first experience in Vegas could have scarred you for life.
Yeah. This kind of stuff you see on the news now was my first Vegas experience. Child locked in car during hot weather. Whatever, kid. Bring some water.
Bring me water. Bring me water. Bring me a beer. Whatever. You know.
Keep your feet off the seats.
West Coast people go crazy over Cracker Barrel.
Yes, they do. Oh my gosh, they built a Cracker Barrel in was it Riverside or out there near that anyway? Or
it must be in Chris's neck of the woods there.
It was close to Chris's. It took. I mean, there were lines around the block for like weeks because people went absolutely crazy for Cracker Barrel. You know Andy? My brother Andy? You know Andy?
Oh, I've not. No, we
yeah,
haven't
right. You've met Andy. So Andy lives in Costa Mesa, California now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And 2 weeks ago was his birthday. And he decided that what he wanted for his birthday were cheese curds.
Okay.
So he drove to Phoenix to the closest Culver's to get cheese curds.
They don't sell them in the store or anything out there?
No.
Wow.
What's a cheese curd? They don't know.
They don't.
They don't know.
Wow. Cheese in almost all the big box stores up here carry cheese curd.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
We live in the Midwest. We don't have In-N-Out Burger, but we got cheese curds. But yeah, he drove to Phoenix for cheese curds and then turned around and came back. Because they have Culver's. If you have Culver's in Minnesota?
Yep, we've got.
You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, certainly.
Culver's is like the Midwest answer to In-N-Out Burger, but not really. And they have a huge menu, and they do frozen custard, which is ice cream, but it's made with egg whites.
Yeah, it's a little thicker, but
it doesn't melt as fast.
Yeah. Yeah, it's more pliable, what have you.
They call it custard, but it's basically ice cream that just doesn't melt very fast.
See, we've got a couple of questions here. Let's hit Bar. Bar was asking what's the favorite show to attend?
Mobile Beat.
If I'm there, I'm not going in to see other shows. I have checked out the Legends of Rock, which I was at. I don't know if it's still there, but it was at the Tropicana. That was a fun show because you got basically a lot of musicians from 80s rock bands that are all together doing this thing. Beyond that, I don't go to Vegas to see shows. I would rather see those in Minnesota just because when I'm there, there's so many friends and such around, and I don't want to go waste 3 hours sitting in a show when I could be talking with different friends and connecting.
Well, hold on a minute. Did he ask what our favorite show to attend was? Meaning Vegas show? Or DJ conference?
Oh, I guess I'm not sure.
I think he meant like, okay, is it NAMM? Is it Atlantic City? That's how I interpreted Bar's question.
Okay, so from that perspective, my favorite show actually is probably one that's not in our industry. it's one of the...
pretend. Stay within our industry for a moment.
Let's stay within our industry. I'd probably have to say... I like the Mobile Beat and DJ Expo because we get to see so many friends. But for looking at gear and such, you can't. And NAMM is just such an experience. So,
DJ conference. So I was right.
Yeah, so you were going more than I was.
I'm feeling you, dude.
Yeah, you're connecting with the younger generation. I'm the old crotchety guy in the corner. I would have to probably give the nod to Mobile Beat just because I have more friends that go there. And that's the only reason is that I have a lot of people out there that, we've been seeing each other at this show for years.
Was talking to Kevin over at IDJ Now. Mm-hmm. Wow, last week or something like that. And he made the observation that Mobile Beat's really become the networking show.
Yeah.
And what I love about Mobile Beat, and I did a video on this, I don't know if I articulated myself very well or not, but what I really love about Mobile Beat is that it's not afraid to be Mobile Beat,
Mm-hmm.
Like DJ Expo for a long time was trying to be the cool hip EDM show or the turntablist show or it's really clubby show. BPM over in England, oh my God, you go to BPM and it's everybody's the whole time. You go to Mobile Beat, they're not afraid to just be dorky guy at a wedding Mobile Beat. They're not afraid to be that. and I it's just this identity thing.
Yeah.
I love it. And yeah, Mobile Beat's had its ups and downs, but I believe they're on their up. And I love the people. I love the West Coast DJs so much. I mean, they're like family. And they're there. That's usually where our British friends go because it's really hard to talk anybody from Europe into going to Atlantic City when they come to America.
Right.
But it's very easy to talk them into going to Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fun, and it's a comfortable show for me. It was also my first show I ever attended. So this is absolutely my favorite show. There are bigger shows. There are more exciting shows maybe, but I just love it that Mobile Beat's comfortable in its own skin just to be what it is, and that's cool.
Yeah.
That says something.
I would agree. We have one more question here that Steve threw out, and you wanted to just get a quick little thoughts on this. How do you guys handle wedding receptions that are dry wedding receptions versus wedding receptions that have alcohol when it comes to getting people up for dancing?
I don't really drink anyway. I think you drink more than I do.
Probably, and that's
And you don't drink much.
yeah, exactly. You see me have my 2 or 3 beers at a convention, and that's about the
Yeah,
extent.
well, I'm gonna have my beer now.
Yeah, exactly.
But and it wasn't any, like I ever had a drinking problem or anything. It was just it didn't have anything to do with the stroke or anything. It's actually when I bought the house. I just couldn't go out and party anymore, and the people that I would see drunk at weddings, I just didn't want to be that guy. So I don't drink, but I still manage to enjoy myself. And I know people who say I don't have to drink to have a good time are like, full of crap, but really I don't. I'm nuts anyway. I have brain damage naturally. I stagger without alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the answer to that question would be, for me, little empathy goes a long way. Look, I'm sober too, and I'm enjoying myself.
Mm-hmm.
You can totally enjoy yourself without boozing up.
And I think when you're playing to a crowd that is intoxicated versus a crowd that's dry or hasn't had that, there might be a little bit more engagement or connecting that needs to happen. Would you think on
Maybe.
that?
I have a friend who's through marriage is related to some famous people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And these famous people are of a devout religion where there's no alcohol.
Sure.
And the weddings they have are typically afternoon weddings.
Yeah.
Sometimes like on Sundays, but in the afternoon, not nighttime or whatever. So it's afternoon, no alcohol. And I see pictures from these events, and these people are going nuts.
Yes.
They're just having fun. And they're smiling and they're dancing, and it's daylight.
Mm-hmm.
There's light coming through the window. They're all dressed up and they're enjoying themselves. So I don't think you got to have that to enjoy yourself.
Yeah, and one thing that we've talked about in the past, when part of the DJ has to becomes kind of a spark plug, or brings a level of energy that if you're there having a good time, as Brian said, he's sober and such, and he's having a good time, and people are seeing that he's enjoying what he's doing, he's enjoying it and into the music. I think that becomes kind of a catchy thing, and people who are, doesn't matter if they're drunk or sober to a point, is they want to see someone who's having a good time, because that just kind of opens up the door for me to have a good time. If I see someone, compared to someone who's back there looking like, oh my God, it's the middle of the day, look at that sunlight, and they see that, and the body language and your expressions and your enjoyment level comes across very quickly, and they're going to be like reading you and saying, wow, that guy's uncomfortable. Well, yeah, it is kind of an uncomfortable. Give them an excuse, and don't do that.
Well, to go a step further with that, to really try to have empathy for who asked the question, yeah, it's not hard to get drunk people to do silly shit.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy. Where the challenge comes in is to get sober people to do silly shit.
Mm-hmm.
So how would you do that? Who would be a really good person to answer that question, believe it or not, would be Ben Stowe, because he knows a thing or two about this. This has to do with creating almost a surreal atmosphere with your lighting and with the music you're playing, but primarily the lighting. There are certain colors that get people excited.
Mm-hmm.
Like red. Red is the color of excitement. Blue is the color of calm, as is green, but red is exciting.
Yes.
So with that psychology in mind, if you really need to attract somebody to an area, like a dance floor or something, and if it's not broad daylight, try some red lights. Make it exciting. And the other thing with dance floors is people, sober or whatever, tend to be less guarded when they feel they're anonymous.
Mm-hmm.
So what that means is, if your dance floor is kind of surreal and different and the lights are all over the place, it doesn't feel like a reality-based thing, like a fantasy place. When people go out on that dance floor, they're going to feel like no one's watching them. They're going to feel like everybody's, you know, the lights are distorting it, and they're more anonymous. And the more people are out there, the more anonymous they become, and the crazier they get. Whether they're sober or not, whatever, you know. You don't have to have alcohol for this. This is just psychology.
Sure.
Ben actually has some very good videos on this. I have the DVDs. I watched them. They're fascinating. And I've used some of his techniques. But yeah, there's a lot of psychology involved with this stuff. And if you think about a school dance, you know, you ever had a good school dance?
Yep.
You think they're drunk?
Hopefully not.
We're hoping they're not.
Yeah, there have been
I'm
times.
sure someone there is.
Yep, probably.
I know that it happened when I was in school, but it wasn't me. I didn't do that. But yeah,
There was this guy.
thoughts.
This guy who was, but not me. There was this guy.
No, I was never that guy. I was never that guy. I mean, I never had to drink to enjoy myself. What I had to do to enjoy myself is have female prospects around me that I needed to impress. That's what I needed to enjoy myself. It's always been women in music in that order. Sometimes it's music and women, but I never worried about the alcohol, and I didn't worry about the sports part. Those are the two things I didn't worry about so much. Those are the things that motivated me the most, though.
Seeing that,
If there was no women, yeah, give me some alcohol.
yeah, see, that would have been, the sports was up there ahead. Yeah.
Dudes playing with other dudes and balls just doesn't sound cool to me.
Well, thanks for now.
It
Just
never did.
putting it in that
I don't
perspective.
get it. I never understood it. We won. What did we win? We won nothing. I don't get it.
Yeah, thanks for putting it in that perspective for me to just take to the end of our show. Oh, well, we're going to wrap things up. Thank you for being with us tonight on Facebook or out on YouTube. Pink makes you fall in love. Yeah. No, pink doesn't make you fall in love, Chris.
John, I missed you. I miss it when we don't do shows together.
Yeah.
And we're not gonna have our regular Tuesday night next week.
No, we'll have a different Tuesday. We'll be doing something from Vegas. We just don't know what yet, and that'll be something that we'll be posting up. You'll be able, if you just go out and subscribe to the YouTube channel at youtube.com/discjockeynews, you'll be seeing a lot of the videos as they drop. Because there's going to be some times where we have connection and we're going to do a little 5-minute thing. Sometimes we're going to be able to sit down and do a half-hour thing. Sometimes we'll be uploading later in the night. The hotel I'm at, we have really good internet, so I will be able to upload things after dark for sure.
And I think you'll see me sometime next week.
Yes, we will definitely be doing that
in this space somewhere.
Yes,
but maybe not this time, but in this space somewhere.
in our space. Yeah, we'll definitely be doing something from Las Vegas. We want to make sure we get a chance. So, Brian, thank you much. Thank you, everyone, and we will catch all of you next week. Have a wonderful evening. Bye.
Tonight's DJNTV show is sponsored in part by Electro Voice, DJ Event Planner, ADJ, NLFX Professional, Promo Only, Newmark, and DJNTV Insiders.